Probably we met in Germany, actually in a tribal gathering. I somehow went to the backstage. This is where we met for the first time. I was a huge fan always, even in those days we were driving for hundreds of kilometers to see you, and I'm sure it was a tribal gathering or rave
city in Munich.
Rave city.
Yes.
Somehow I came back at the backstage. I didn't have many records at the time, and this is when we met for the first time. I remember it was 95 or 96. At the time, the hardcore from Holland was quite popular. It was all these mixed styles, and I was actually listening to your interviews and some mixtapes you've done for, Green Apple, Dance Nation.
Yeah,
remember that?
God, you remember this?
So listen to this, in Slovenia at the time, there was no electronic scene at all.
No.
You couldn't buy any records because it was still, I think it was 92, 93, something like that. Yeah, and it was, we just went independent. There was no records, no CDs you could buy. And luckily I met a friend who had a satellite. And because he was a bit of a technical freak, he tuned into Green Apple and Dance Nation.
Oh.
And we were sitting there because Dance Nation was broadcasting only from Fridays noon till Sunday midnight. And we were there for the whole weekend, listening, recording. I have all these tapes. At the time I didn't know what those tracks are. I was searching for those tunes for ages, and this is where I heard for you for the first time.
This is the very first time I'm hearing this. I mean, we're going back. I mean, when we were broadcasting on Green Apple, we didn't think anyone was listening.
I was listening in Slovenia, can you imagine?
So it's a shock to hear that we actually did reach out to people who was interested in this music. I mean, we were seriously futuristic at this time, based on what we were creating, and it was just great that we reached out to you and he was able to be inspired by that. So that's a shock.
Can you imagine it? Huh?
No. A lot of it is production, to be honest, to begin, because first and foremost his name, Umek. It's 4 letters. So what is a Umek? I don't know what a Umek is. Really funny. It's your name. So, but apart from the name aside, every Umek production was fantastic. Really, I could see that he was influenced by a lot of early kind of soul music, funk music, and basically putting new school beats inside this kind of sound, and it was soulful also, and I could feel it based on what he was creating. So yeah, for sure it was productions first before DJing. The thing is, we know each other's music anyway, so it's like a compliment on both sides for the people in the end, and that's what it's all about, is what the people get. And the thing is, I mean, I've been a fan of Umek for many years also, of his music and his style and his attitude towards playing. There's not many DJs that has his power and his energy and his sound, and he doesn't stop, from record 1 to when he finishes, the energy is still there. I understand it, I like that, and the people love that too. And so today, people got full power from the beginning, from when he started, full power from me, and full power from him when he finished. So the people got 100% from what any DJ can basically create at any festival or any event. It was a perfect scenario today to have actually just 2 DJs play most of the night. So it's great. I love the fact that nobody can really define what techno is. It's just a form of music that exists, of which I basically based most of my life on what music that I've played based on, and it pushes things forward. It's a cutting-edge type of sound, which keeps evolving all the time. We could never grab hold of the sound and go, okay, here's techno music, we're going to commercialise it and then we move on. It's never got to that point. So, and I kind of define it by saying, okay, techno music or real techno is for the boys and house is for the girls. So you can get the boys and the girls together, fine. If I just played straight techno for the boys, then I'm going to have a whole room full of guys. And it's not really a good look, to be honest. So for me, if I make a good balance between the two sounds, and then that's what I feel is good techno and good tech house music, or what we're involved in right now for the future.
Want You, of course. I Want You is I Want You Forever. There was a big tune in 92?
91.
91. It was a huge tune, and I still remember the video playing on MTV. Again, at the time we didn't have a lot of connections to electronic stuff, so video was played a lot on Party Zone on MTV.
That's right.
And yeah, it was a huge tune.
Yeah, it was a surprise. It was a surprise for me because I was signed to Paul Oakenfold's record label, the Perfecto Records, as a second signing release for his new record label at the time. And I had this concept of a track in my head for a couple of years. So I went into the studio. It took me 2 days to record that track and then put it out straight away, and it hit all the charts, #1 worldwide, Europe-wide. We had a video to it as well, which was made very cheaply because we needed a video, and I ended up on Top of the Pops performing this record as well, and just like, my God, I went from a conceptual idea into like stardom, you know. It was unbelievable to be in this position. But I love the idea that it was all done in complete innocence, and I love the idea that people took it as something which was grew organically in a way how popular that record became, and for someone like Umek to see it as a format of what a DJ's record what you can make from a DJ's point of view, and it to become popular, successful like that, is an amazing journey to take from how it all started.